What's up and good morning, guys. Welcome back to another video. Whew, it is bright out here, but I gotta say, I'm thankful to have California weather back. Like the right weather, the weather we pay all these stupid taxes for. It's almost tank top season now. Like, I mean, granted, I've been getting back in the gym a little bit. We got a long ways to go to get to where I used to be, but you know, we'll get there. Today is a big day for the 6.0, but first, let me show you all the work that Paparano's been doing out here. He's been using James's zero turn, so shout out to James. Thank you, brother, for letting us use this. I've got a ton of acreage, like way more acreage than anybody should try to mow with a zero turn. And Paparano, like, signed up for it. In fact, he asked if he can come out here and do this. And trust me, it is no fun. Zero turns are great for, like, you know, an acre or two. But I've got a lot of acreage, and Paparano has been going wild out here. I mean, just look at how nice and mowed that is. Shout out to Paparano. He's been putting in two like 8-hour days out here, and he got from there to about, let's see how far we can see over here. You can see it right out there where his mow line was, and a little bit on the sides here. If I were calculating how much it would take to mow the entire property time-wise, I mean, it would probably be on that zero turn, say 5 or 6 days. So now you guys can see why I want to buy a big old farm tractor with a nice big, like at least 10-foot mower on the back. Ideally like 12 foot, maybe a 15. I feel like 15 would stress the size of tractor I'm looking for though. But enough lawn talk, let's talk 6.0. And before we even do, let's see if she starts, because that's most important. And it looks like that tire needs a good bit of air. Come on, old girl. You know you own a lot of vehicles when you got to start labeling them all. Oh, I don't know where the cat just came from, but she was hiding in one of these trucks. All right, not bad, not bad. So today's gonna be a big test for the 6.0. We're gonna be towing the Mini X into town, and I want to do it today because I have a couple jobs lined up in the next couple of days. But I want to get ahead and make sure this thing will do it before I'm like trying to get to a job site early in the morning and I end up broken down on the side of the road, and then we just kill like 6 hours of non-productivity. We use the 18-volt Milwaukee tire inflator. Get this screwed on. Let's see what we're at. 17 PSI. Yeah, we gotta go a little higher than that. Max is 80 on these tires. Let's go like 65. Yeah, we'll go 65. Well, that's filling up. We're gonna go jumpstart the excavator. Maybe this trip will be finally the trip I buy a new battery for that excavator. It's just completely shot. Like, it doesn't matter if I run it for 7 hours, shut it off, and go to try to turn it back on. Battery shot. So we need to swap that out. The excavator needs a cleaning, and it'll probably end up, maybe it'll end up happening today, because basically what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get the excavator into town. It just so happens that Paparano needs a quick little, like, 2 rocks moved on one of his jobs. So I'm gonna use this excuse to go over there. We'll move these rocks for him and then basically leave the excavator with the dump trailer in town. Again, kind of like our little test. Like, if it fails today, I have plenty of time today to get towed. If it fails in the next couple of days while I got jobs lined up, we don't really have that much time. Having those tire inflators is nice though, because you can hear it's running back there, filling up the tire. We're not having to sit there and check on it, hold the chuck onto the wheel or anything like that. We can go do other stuff. We'll get to the battery here. This is probably the other reason I haven't changed it. It's so freaking buried down in there. Thank God for the Noco jump box. I use this, I don't know, I use this at least once a week on something. We are at 10.4 volts on this thing. Get her fired up, and then we have to take the brush cutter off. Been doing a lot of cutting. Now's the time before fire season, so we're doing our best to get everything cut nice and short. 462 hours. Still a baby. We're just gonna leave the Noco hooked up right there, because I'm gonna have to shut this thing off to disconnect the hydraulics. Right now they're currently way too high up in the air, so we gotta lower the boom down, shut it off so there's no hydraulic pressure, disconnect the hydraulics, and then fire it back up. It's the only time it's inconvenient. I mean, it's always inconvenient not having a good battery, but it really sucks right now. Boom's down, hydraulic pressure is bled out, I believe. There we go, nice and easy. There we go. Disconnect my super fancy bungee cord. Brush cutter hydraulic lines to come out. Hook up my thumb attachment lines. Yeah, get it, there we go. Now this thing hooks up weird. It's not like a bucket. And if you guys have ever hooked up a bucket, even they hook up weird. You have to like hook underneath this section, right? See how it's got a hook here? So your mind goes to like get that pin right there, which you think like, that's it, we're in. But no, you gotta kinda use that to then get up underneath here, and then you gotta slide it forward. And it's kinda plays with your mind a couple of times if you don't do this every day. Let's turn on our Noco. And let's fire her back up. We just so happen to have this like little concrete pad that used to be up against the house. I'm not sure why, but it's ideal for just resting this thing on. And then of course we got the Bobcat exchange, so we just push the button, pulls the pins out over there. We don't have to get out of the cab. Okay, now we can grab the bucket. Let's get the truck hooked up to the trailer. We'll get the ramps down. I already got the chains in, so we're ready to go there. How we looking? Hopefully this thing didn't die and just shut itself off. 63. Is our battery dead? No, we're good. We're good. All right, we'll call that good enough. Clearly she's got a slow leak, but that just means we'll take this with us. Get backed up to her. Okay, can ride there for now. Hopefully all of our lighting and brakes work after having Sergio fix everything for us. Do a little check. Oh yeah, we got lights. We'll check brakes when we start moving. Get the Diamond C opened up. I know I've said it a bunch, but I love this trailer. I just wish dump trailer manufacturers would figure out a better ramp setup. Get all lined up. Spread the ramps wide enough. Yes, I did. Close enough, that'll work. So I like to go part of the way up, then flip her around. At least now I know I'm lined up. When I'm towing with the F450, I don't ever really worry about placement on the trailer. That truck will haul anything. It don't matter where you put it on the trailer. That thing is so stable, so wide. And obviously when you're working with a dump trailer, there's only so much you can do, right? Like, I can't really put all that weight above the axles. There's gonna be a decent amount of tongue weight just because it's just a short trailer. I actually scooted it forward more, which then leaves my boom hanging out a little further than I would like, but you gotta do what you gotta do. Surprisingly, the truck is not squatting as much as I thought it would. There's definitely some squat. My chains are touching the ground now. We're gonna have to tighten those back up, but it's not as bad. And I think a little bit of airbags in the back here. Granted, we're also on a, I don't know what that is, a 10-inch drop hitch or raised hitch at that point. So thankfully we got that Gen Y because that's helping out huge. We just gonna run it. We're gonna go slow, see what happens. And for those of you that don't know, to tighten up chains, it's pretty simple. All you gotta do is you twist them. And they'll kind of bind up on themselves and they'll shorten up a little bit. Because you don't want your chains dragging on the ground. We're in a little pile of gravel right here too. So the gravel's a little higher than like the road's gonna be, but that should be good. Yeah, this truck could definitely benefit from some airbags. We are pretty bottomed out. Feels like we're on some overload springs back there. So I know I said it in previous videos, but leaving my house isn't that bad as long as you got decent brakes. There are some pretty steep grades and they kind of wind around. So it's not like you can get a bunch of speed and charge at them. So it's a little taxing on the truck, but it's coming back. I don't ever come this way. I go a different way when I come back home, and it's just straight grade all the way for like, I don't know, solid 15 minutes or so of just pulling up a grade. But this one's pretty steep, and I just got passed by a Prius. It's never a good day when you get passed by a Prius. Come on, old girl. You're making me nervous. You're making me nervous. You're screaming. Oh, she does not like this. I miss a new truck. I gotta buy myself a new truck. I do not have an edge monitor hooked up to this yet. I know I need to get one because everybody said these gauges on these trucks are just not accurate at all. So I need to get an edge monitor ASAP. But yeah, it did not like that hill. That's not giving me hope for the trip home in a couple of days when we bring this thing back out. We might just be bringing a 450. Well, we just came down a long grade and I think we might have cooked a little bit of the brakes there. Smells like some burnt brake. So we're gonna pull over here for a second and let everything cool down. Made a quick pit stop to let the brakes cool off, and I don't smell it anymore, so I'm not sure if it was the truck or the trailer. It's probably the trailer. Figure while we're letting everything cool off, we might as well fill up the Mini X. And looks like diesel's going back up. 583. Good thing this thing's very fuel efficient. Now I can't be the only one that anytime you're driving and a vehicle next to you, like something smells funny, the whole time you're like, is that me? Is that them? Freaks me out every time, especially in a situation like this. And we're driving close to the border, so you got a lot of vehicles and big trucks that come over with like, they're not a whole lot of emissions, plus some pretty dirty fuel down there. And so you get all kinds of like not good smells going down the freeway in this area. And yeah, the whole time I've just been like freaking out that it's this truck, but then you get around them or they get off the freeway and you're like, oh, no, we're good. Now I've got no clue what we're showing up to. And if I did all this just to move 2 rocks that can be moved by hand, it's gonna be wild, and that would totally be something Papa Rhino would have me do. But we're gonna find out here. We're like a minute away from the job site. Alrighty, we are pulling up. Look at that beautiful house right there. That is not where we're working. We're right across the street though. Yo, this house is sick. You got that house up there, and then you got this garage with like a 2-story, I don't know, condo, guest house above it. Badass setup there, I like that. We need one of those at the ranch. Oh, we got a stock 450 there. It's crazy to think that's where Papa Rhino's truck started and then turned into that. Okay guys, well, good news is we made it. Couple of questionable hills on the 6.0, but I'm just very happy to see that she made it. No more burning smell on the brakes. Spent all this money to live here. You got the airport right there. There's the ocean on the other side. I bet if we were in their backyard up on the hill, that's where we're working, by the way, you'd see the ocean. I will say, granted, one of these rocks looks like it would not be fun. Although I've seen Abel and the guys move bigger rocks at my old house. Like 3 or 4 of us with some 2x4s, we were able to move a bigger rock than this. But if you own a piece of equipment, you might as well use it, versus like if you didn't own it, it's not worth the like $500–600 to have one come out and rent one for like 3 seconds of work. So this is what we're moving, this big rock, and then there's a couple rocks up there. So they're gonna be pouring a new concrete little walkway right here to the front of this house. So this rock's gotta go over there. For whatever reason, the homeowner doesn't want it on this side, even though you would have rock, and to me that would look better, but hey, not my house. I'm gonna see if I can pick it up. I'll grab it right there. She got it. In front of that rock or next to it? We'll move that light. Is that a light right there? All right, well that lives there now. Now these little boogers, these could have been moved by hand, but why if we're bringing the old Mini X out? All right, now we gotta make sure we don't hit their sweet deck up there. There's a wire right there. I don't want to go on top of that wire. If I can get it, I'll drop it down and then I'll push the one side over. All right, guys, well, the quickest job in history here. Shoot, guys, at this point, we could have just left the 6.0 running and been out of here quicker than the longest part of this thing is loading and unloading the freaking thing. I know a lot of dump trailer guys out there would be like, oh, just throw it in there, don't even chain it down. That's why I bought a dump trailer. I don't gotta chain stuff down. I don't want to be liable if something happens. You know, take the extra 5 minutes to chain something down. Made it to the backyard of this property, and apparently some pretty wealthy people turned this into a grow house at one point. This is very expensive real estate where we're at right now. I mean, it's ocean views, it's by the water, and this is one like underground dungeon grow room. I'll show you the other one in a second, but apparently the new owner has already torn out a bunch of their stuff and a bunch of their wiring, but you can just see the wiring mess for running all of the lights. Oof, look at that, that's some pretty big wire coming in here. Yikes. So I'm sure they had, you can see ventilation, fans, probably a bunch of grow lights in here. All the unistrut, look at all the wiring in here. Jeez. And then I don't know what the heck is going on. This must have been like a false wall, so you couldn't see it coming in. You had to go through this like height check door. I mean, it's a full height door. Why you would cut it down to like 5 foot, I don't really know. Apparently that's what we're doing here. I guess this was the secret entrance in? Because it looks like this whole thing was walled off, went wild with the spray foam. And I guess I don't know. I wonder if they had something there that like faked that it looked like something. Pretty wild. Look at these outlets. I've never seen outlets like that. Oh, and of course, we got the fly traps. Here's one of the other rooms. It's gonna be a little bit dark for the GoPro, but you can see the amounts of wiring they had coming in. And again, the owner has apparently ripped out a bunch of this stuff. But there was just wires on wires on wires, light receptacles everywhere for the grow light. Got some leftover ducting. Oh, what do we got over here? More crawl space. Brian, don't go in the crawl space. Too many spiders. Don't like the spiders. Beautiful artwork in here though. Look at this. We got an arrow to an arrow. Wonder what that means. I wonder if there was something going on over there. One thing I noticed is there's a ton of these dryer vent little termination things. And again, with grow rooms, you need light, so a ton of power, and you need good ventilation and like an HVAC system. So you can see these are like everywhere on this house. Even in like this old crawl space grill, but you can see that they had ducted it to the back right there, and they tried to, you know, make it look sneaky so you couldn't tell if that was anything other than a dryer vent. But apparently this entire house, every room in here was a grow room. And let me tell you, that's big money. Yeah, happy to say, the 6.0 fired right up. Again, that was a 2-minute job. Mini X is all loaded up. So I'm just over looking at this house, and I love this house. This house looks freaking awesome. I would love to kind of mimic this style at the ranch. I keep going back and forth on what style that I want, but I really like this now that I've seen it. And I was looking at this wrought iron because at the ranch on the guest house, I left room to do 2 foot of wrought iron, like basically like that little section you see right there. And I kind of wanted to do something similar to this. Less horizontal pieces so you don't block your view too much. And I was looking at this and like, oh man, they must have had a really good wrought iron guy. Like the welds were looking pretty good. Then I started seeing all this spot. Hold on. We'll wait till the airplane flies over. But then I started looking, and you guys can see everywhere he was supposed to weld that top cap, he didn't. And then he left it bare metal and never painted it. So a lot of times wrought iron guys, they'll have things powder coated, but there's gonna be some on-site welding, and then they'll just touch it up with black paint. But you can see everywhere that he was supposed to weld, he did not weld and just left it bare. And then I guess ran out of top rail, top cap or whatever, because that kind of stops there and doesn't continue on. Little strange, little strange. Multi-million-dollar house, funky little details. Now we gotta head to the warehouse. I gotta help Sergio make a bunch of the trailer power adapters. If you guys saw in the previous video, or 2 videos ago, I don't even remember at this point, our power adapters that we make for trailers, tents, cabins, whatever, they have blown up. Sold a ton of them, and I'm very thankful to you guys that ordered them. Now we have to make them all, and we cranked away the other day on a bunch of components for it. Now it's time to assemble them. Also, I've got a bunch of new work for key tags that I haven't even seen yet. I'm excited to unbox those, so we'll see those when we get to the warehouse in a second. We'll probably give the old Mini X some TLC that she has been needing. As you guys can see over here, Work for World Headquarters, we are stocking up. We're restocking a bunch of designs. We've got new designs rolling out, and I'm really excited to check these out. We are gonna look at these for the first time together. Our new key tags. Let's crack this open. Ooh, key tag number 1. Super sick. Look at that. Love it, love it. Let's keep going. All right, so I saved us some time and unpackaged all of them. These turned out so sick. Look at that. That one. We got that one. Boom, look at the little details in there. These things are so nice. Oh, we got that one. And we got that one. So there you go, guys. Head over to workforapparel.com. Get you one of our new key tags. Because as we know, things usually sell out pretty quick once they're new. All right, guys, Sergio's already putting me right to work. Look at that. I mean, I didn't realize I was wearing this today.
Did you get a new one?
This is not a new one?
No, not a new one. Yeah,
I gotta earn the new one. So
like, supervisor.
yeah, look at me, Sergio, Dad, the whole crew here. We were building these the other night. All these getting ready to go get dropped in. Now we're cutting all the boxes. We got some Milwaukee's ready to go. We got DeWalt's ready to go. Sergio's added Ryobi, which that one's gonna be interesting to figure out because those batteries are freaking weird. Hercules, Rigid, Makita, all those are available. And we've got a ginormous list of orders, so give us a minute because you can see everyone is handmade. And if you guys have no clue what we're talking about because you didn't see that video, so basically what these are little power units here, and you can put these in your trailer, your tent, your cabin. A couple people have like little bar trailers that they use for events, or even like a 10x10 easy up. And from here you can wire in basically any accessory lighting that you want, or really any 12-volt accessory, depending on how you order this setup, and it'll run off of a Milwaukee battery, a DeWalt battery, any tool battery that you already have. And the reason we build these is because we all have a bunch of tool batteries lying around. I mean, Sergio's got one. Let's creep on his batteries. We got some 12 volts. We got they're next to the boxes? Oh, there you go. Yeah, Sergio's got batteries. Everybody's got these batteries lying around. A lot of people will say, why don't you just use like a deep cycle battery? Well, because then you need a deep cycle battery. You need a 7-pin connector. Some of these trailers aren't coming with 7-pin connectors. You need a charger, or you use the batteries you already got lying around.
Easier.
You think we're crazy, but if you saw the list of orders. There's a lot of people that want to do this.
Yeah.
Look at this though. Look at this. We got everything going on though. As parts are filing in, these are all made here. Sergio's got a super sick machine right there that like cuts and drips the wire. Like super cool stuff in here. And I got employee of the day the other day.
Yeah. Today it's another day.
I showed up a little late.
Yeah, I showed up a little late.
See, I'm more of the night shift. I work the second shift, but then Sergio doesn't want to stay for second shift. Look at that, there we go. One box. It's cut, holes drilled, ready to be assembled. We cranked out a bunch of boxes over at Sergio's, and I'm kind of running out of time today, which sucks because I wanted to do some stuff to the excavator, but I do have a little bit of time tomorrow. So I think I might try to run up to Bobcat, grab a battery, and do a couple of other things. So we'll jump back on in the morning. Well guys, I brought the deck over home last night. Oh, geez. Quiet on the set, please. And obviously the trailer's empty. The 6.0 did decent. How will it do with another like 8,000 pounds on it with the Mini X? I don't really know. I gotta do something about the truck height issue though. You can see we are like maxed out there. And the chains are almost on the ground, but then the chains aren't long enough if I don't run my little extension pieces there. So we gotta figure out a little bit better setup for that. But for now, I don't plan on using this trailer, I don't know, for a little while. So I'm gonna go stash it back up there somewhere. That way it's out of the driveway space. And then we're gonna head down to Bobcat. We're gonna go pick us up a new battery, and I'm sure I can find a battery elsewhere, but it's a pain in the butt to get in there and pull it out, and to ensure that it's the right size, I'd have to pull it out first, then go shop around for batteries, or I just go to Bobcat and pay, you know, probably too much money for a battery that, you know, has a Bobcat sticker on it. Let's see if the 6.0 starts. This is like always a fingers crossed moment in the day. Will she fire up? Excuse me, donkeys. Trying to get through here. Watch out. Don't get clipped by the trailer. So we're on a little bit of a hill, and I guess we got to get a running start because the truck starts to spin. Oh, we're already throwing some stuff. Come on, make it up the hill. Make it up the hill. Oh, we're spinning. We're spinning. Oh. Well, this is annoying and embarrassing. It's crazy how green it is out here, though. Looking freaking awesome. Well, this is where she's gonna live for a little while. Just get her wheel chock so she don't roll down the hill. From now on, any of my trailers are gonna have hydraulic or electric tongue jacks. You can see my one tire fire skid marks. I will say, even though usually when I come here it means I'm spending a bunch of money, I do like seeing some brand new equipment. We've got an E88. Look at this big boy right here. It's a little step up or two from my E32. Look at the size of those tracks. Jesus, just that thumb, dude. That's like a 40-inch thumb attachment. And they lock it, son of a gun. Let's see, look at the new screen. I like the new screen. It's a good sized cab. Everything else pretty much the same though as mine. And here's what $400 looks like at the Bobcat dealer. We got a case of grease, a fuel filter, some hydraulic fluid, and a $180 little battery. Also, I hate how everything is so freaking serial number specific with Bobcat. If you ever go to order parts online, like, you can't even really get into the online database. I think they just changed it to where you can now, but you used to not be able to even get into the parts database without a serial number. Whereas, like, who carries that around, you know? And even coming here, I'm like, yeah, I need a battery for a E32. And I was like, I need a fuel filter too. He's like, oh, I'm gonna need your serial number. I'm like, well, it's like a 2019. Now, serial number specific on the filters. Actually, the batteries are too. I'm like, oh God. So I just had to look through all my emails to find my invoice of when I bought that thing, but we got it. Now we gotta go pick it up, take it to the warehouse, swap batteries, and we're gonna hook up a low voltage disconnect because I don't wanna have to deal with buying another $180 battery. Mainly because it's gonna be a pain in the butt to get in there and change this thing. Well, with a little movie magic, we've got the excavator behind us. We're pulling up here. I don't see Sergio's door open. Uh-oh. He might not like my surprise of seeing if we can get a low voltage disconnect installed today. Uh-oh, he spotted us, guys. He spotted us. Sergio, are you busy?
You're late?
Did you even know I was coming today?
Yeah, you told me yesterday.
Oh.
Yeah, we'll come back tomorrow. I'll help you out.
Well, yeah, but I got a little project first.
Oh, shit, man.
Well, it's quick. It's quick. For an expert like you,
oh, okay.
Easy.
All right.
All right, guys, let's see what kind of fun we're gonna get into. Pulling this thing out. I think we just have to pull this bracket off and then fight it. Look at that, we got some spider eggs right there. No bueno. Oof, it is a mess in here. Because Sergio is smarter than me, he's like, yeah, let's just take this panel off. So we're gonna do that, and then we don't gotta mess with that bracket. Let's get in here. These are tightened down with an impact. Oh, we gotta get way down in there to get the battery clamp off. Wonder what that went to. Floating around right there. That's not good. Don't see a little hose that would go on. There we go. We got a little more access. Get these battery straps off down at the bottom. A little higher up there, Sergio. This one don't move. There we go. All right. Is it the same battery? Get in here and do a little spring cleaning. Ah, Sergio, it bit me. Jesus. This thing looks sharp.
Yes. Or do you want to power it through Milwaukee batteries?
Yeah, can we power this thing? And the other one came out so easy. There we go. There we go, Sergio. Get it, buddy.
Bracket on the way. Screw on the way.
Oh yeah, that's gonna grab all the dust.
But it helps the dust not go inside.
Okay, what kind of grease is that? Battery corrosive preventive. Hey, can't get more simple than that.
Yeah, it helps not to have all that acid and corrosion that you see on the batteries. It builds up. Creates a little bit of a mess, but it helps.
All right, fair enough. The next guy that works on this is gonna be mad. All right, so the new battery is in, but like any project that I bring to Sergio's, you know, we're getting a little more in depth here. So we're gonna put a low voltage disconnect, but we're gonna put it behind the radio here. So now we gotta pull out this radio. So this radio is what I installed. And for whatever reason, this thing draws a serious amount of power when it's completely off. It's tied into the ignition. We don't know why. It was something like 0.6 amps or something crazy. I don't remember off the top of my head. That was a long time ago, but this is our issue. This is what keeps draining my battery. So we'll put the low voltage disconnect in line, but we got to pull this off. And you're probably wondering why I'm using this side. Well, this side's all stripped out. So we got to try to squeeze this in here, tight squeeze, to get this radio out on my custom bracket that I made. And I believe those are goldfish. As we all know, Ryan is a snacker. Alrighty, y'all, going in for surgery. Sergio trusts me for some reason. Before or after the fuse? On the radio side? Okay. There's only one shot at this. You sure? Fuse?
Yes.
Okay. I don't know what I'm doing, so we're just gonna cut that. Oh, I should probably turn the power off. We're just gonna cut that right in the middle. I don't want to cut through it, man. I only got so much length of wire. I'm so strong. It worked out today. All right, Sergio, we got our low voltage disconnect.
Okay, what voltage?
They don't make a smaller one? Jeez, 12 volts.
12.1, 12.2.
Let's go 12.1. Positive, negative. They don't really label these real well, do they, Sergio? Oh, right there, Sergio. They label it real well.
Negative input next to the
side.
switches.
Okay.
So here's the input.
Gotcha.
Negative on the corner.
Negative on the corner. One screw. Oh, jeez. All right, let's just do it that way. All right, we've got everything hooked up. We're gonna tape over top of these terminals just so when we shove it down in there. I believe everything in here is plastic, but just so they don't end up rubbing or touching, or a wire chafes and then shorts out on there. And we got to fit this whole mass of caca. Should probably close these up. Should probably just cut these off, to be honest. This worked a second ago because I saw that when we tested the speakers. How does the whole display just die?
I have no idea.
Alright guys, so we have no display right now. The excavator will fire up, but there's no display for some reason. And it wouldn't be none of these wires. These are all accessories to the radio. Yeah. This is the only thing we've changed since that worked like 45 seconds ago.
Unless you did a short.
I mean, I cut these both at the same time.
That's a short.
Think we shorted it out?
Yeah. You know where the fuses are for this thing?
I got no idea. Check my operation manual here, the handbook. Let's see, operator's handbook. Check fuses. I don't know if that's it.
Right down below the seat, maybe.
There is a compartment down there, but I don't know if there's fuses in there. Let's see. God, I hate how they change these things. Anti-theft.
There you go. There you go.
I see no. Oh, maybe. No, what's that? I don't know, there's some type of module. Oh, God forbid Bobcat make it, you know, a nice fuse box inside the cab. You had to unbolt this thing over here. Will we find it?
Yeah.
25 amp?
25.
That's a lot.
I don't have them.
Really? I gotta go to IEP-MX.com. Lesson learned today, guys. Even though you think it's not gonna do anything bad if you cut them both at the same time, well, you know, apparently you shorted them out enough to make a difference. Even though everything was turned off. All right, Sergio, we're good.
Nice.
Let me test it. Oh, you got it? All right, let's see.
Yeah, it's on.
It's on?
Yeah, you know.
Perfect.
There you go. So now you know.
Back in business.
Same fuse for the accessories, radio, and the main
All right, the
screen.
Okay.
I think I would have choose not to do that thing. You should have the radio on with its own fuse.
You know, God forbid you're, you know, on a job site or out somewhere, your fuse blows and you don't have a socket set on you. Okay, we're all buttoned up on the exterior. Battery's in. Sergio's just finishing up putting the stereo back together. Sergio, did it all fit? Look at that.
Tiny screws, man.
Yeah, but they're strong, Sergio. That was our custom work, man. Oh shoot, we gotta tighten this back down too. Forgot. While we're here, you know, we'll fix the light that everybody comments on. So we used Nutserts, and you know, these machines bounce like crazy, rattle like crazy. So eventually these wash their way out. Alrighty. So you can see we had a failed Nutsert there on that one. And then that end one, he just backed his way out for some reason. Now we got to get that out and re-nutsert it. Darth Sergio over here. I climbed up here so I could do it, but you know, if you're going where to fish, it's all you. Dude, that looks like my pants, Sergio. Jeez. There you go. Looking good, Sergio. Looking good. Pro level. Now it's all loose stuff. Okay, so the old Nutsert is all cut out. We're gonna try and get a new one in. Hopefully we got enough room to get the tool in here and actually get her tightened down. Sergio's getting prepped down there. You look great from up here, man.
Sure.
Your hair nice and full. Oh, I see a gray. I see oh, there's a couple grays.
No, not a couple.
Jeez. Oh, geez, Sergio, the whole back's gray. You don't even look a day over 48, man. All right, let's see if I remember how to do this. Good? Yeah. Ah. All right, you think that one's in better this time?
Well, you did it this time, so we'll see.
Well, you told me not to go harder. I can see down in here from this light being off for so long, this thing is full of water. And if you look down the front there, you can see where, I'm assuming water splashes out every time I hit a bump. So we'll probably have to drill a little hole up underneath here to drain this water out. Because otherwise, it's just gonna sit in there and rust from the inside out. Oh, go Sergio, go Sergio, go Sergio. It ain't gonna move, I tried. I tightened that other one down. Oh, maybe a little bit. That's good right there. No guarantees. Mm-hmm. Okay, ready? It might not, it might be too much surface. There might be surface tension, it might not come out. Ew, there's a little caca. Oh, well. Sergio coming in with the Harbor Freight kit. I think I just need to stir it up a little bit, Sergio. Let's see, I need a little bit we can get in there and...
Like a ½ inch.
No, I don't want a big old hole. We just gotta stir it up a little bit. All the rust that's all built up in there.
½ inch.
You want a big hole?
There you go.
You coming?
Yeah. You're excited.
I got excited.
Yeah. You need to
gotta go faster?
Yeah.
Okay, I can't find the hole anymore, Sergio.
That's shy.
There we go.
There you go. Okay. Now take it up. There you go. See? It's wet.
Sergio, a lot of experience. That's why you have 2 kids, huh?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go a little bit bigger. All right, she's coming. She's just, oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. Should have done an air hole.
There you go.
Tasty. I bet as I drive it now, it's just gonna leak forever.
Okay.
It could carry on. I mean, it was leaking from the top before. If it come out the top, it's gotta come out the bottom. All right, I am a happy camper, guys. Everything is back in operational. We've got the radio working. Low voltage is gonna connect to the radio. So we shouldn't have any more battery issues. That's the hope here. fresh battery. Like, what more could you ask for? The light bar all back up and operational. We are ready. So I got a job tomorrow that I hope they let me film at, because this one is a doozy, guys. This was a house that was done by a flipper, and you got to see the hack work that was done here. Like, it blew my mind how bad this is. So hopefully they let me film it. That's why we're getting the Mini X already. We got to go dig some stuff out. We will see you in the morning. But I'm happy to say, been yanking the Mini X around for 2 days with the old 6.0, and she seems to be doing fine. Now, will she be able to make it back up to the ranch, towing up that steep grade with this thing? That's gonna be, you know, to be determined in the next video. So, as always, thank you guys so much for watching. If you have not subscribed already, please click the subscribe button now that you do not miss out on any future content. Don't forget to give this video a like, a thumbs up. Don't forget to check out workforapparel.com, because if there's anything you want in this life, you gotta be willing to work for it. You guys are the best. I'm out.
Damn. Yeah.